Drew Allyn here today, and Drew is a very talented writer, creative, producer, director, you name it. Y'all already know how this goes. Here we always have a multi-hyphenate. We stand a multi-hyphenate around here, and Drew is absolutely positively a multi-hyphenate and a very just a creator that I admire a whole bunch. So I'm super happy to have you here, to know you, but to also have you here on the podcast and talking, because y'all, Drew be talking that talk. And so we're going to get into it. I'm going to allow him to talk his talk. Drew, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay. So I am Drew Allyn. Yeah. Thanks for using the middle name. I am primarily a writer, but also getting into directing. So I want to be that twosome, that director-writer combo. But I also, fall in line with producing, especially when you're, have a small crew and stuff like that. So that's me. I'm from Michigan, from Southfield, right outside Detroit. Relatively new to LA still. It's been a little over a year. I am trying my best out here. That's what I'm doing.
I agree with that. I think, so one, let me tell you guys. So I met Drew in a in a writer's room, and Drew is really, really, really good at his craft.
You're asking me up too much. Now.
No.
Hype.
You already have. Now one thing, I'm always down to gas, but baby, if it's not there, I'm just not gonna speak on it. I'm gonna just move on.
That's true.
I'm gonna figure out what I can gas you about, but if it ain't about this, then I ain't gonna say it. Say that I mean it, because he's the type of writer that, one, what you produce is really good, but also you kind of challenge everybody else around you to also come up there, though. It's not like it's in the best way possible. So you're laughing, but I'm so serious. I was like, I got to come in here. With not trash. Not that I was thinking I was going I'll just give y'all trash and just that'll be fine. But
it's about that writing group. It was so hard because I never want to be overly critical or make anybody feel a type of way about, what they're doing.
Yeah.
I see the potential of things, and I'm like, okay, look, if you just do this, Also knowing the person whose room it was, you want the best for what they're doing too. Cause, we had a lot of conversations before the writer's room came up. So I had a very good idea of where she wanted the story to be. So, and that was something I had to work on too. Sometimes I would feel I'm not really sure about that idea or whatever, but I didn't want to slam anybody. So I didn't want to say anything until I had a suggestion. I don't like that either, when people tell me what isn't working, but don't offer to help me figure out how to make it work better.
Yeah, because it's kind of pointless. It's just that's low key mean. It's just dang.
Much it hurts. You got to challenge things sometimes. Not people's ideas, but maybe the execution, or you see where it should be or could be. And you just, I feel like as artists, we got to look out for each other. If we see a way to make something better, or maybe closer to the vision that the creative has, which is offer suggestions. People, we're all, I don't think any of us had really been in a writer's room before, so I don't be critical or anything, but I'm like, dang, somebody got to put the foot down at some point.
Yeah, it was kind of it was my first experience with a writer's room. I think everybody in there had written something before, but it was the first time being in a collaborative space where it wasn't always people. Because if I was to write something and then I send it to my cousin, she don't write, but I'm like, can you read this and see if this is something you will watch, right? So it was something special to be in a space where you had other writers who knew what to look for, but also knew how to bring that out.
It's really eye-opening going into a collaborative space and being like, wow, this is a great idea. I love how this person writes. I love this person's suggestions. I love how they build off, pre-existing ideas and stuff. So it was fun. It was definitely learning moment for, like, I know I came with critical suggestions and stuff, but I was learning the whole time too.
I think that was helpful because that helped stay on task and on track. I was like, I respect you as a writer. And as a human, I was never going to come on no disrespect. But, I respect you, and I respected what you had to, like, I would wait. Because it was like, people would be talking and you'd be like, guys, I have something to say. And then you'd be like, be quiet. He don't be talking all the time. When he talking, you thought about it.
That's so funny that you mentioned that, because I kind of like, and I honestly, a part of that is anxiety, like overthinking. And that's also something like that I was actively trying to work towards, is like voicing my thoughts, because there'd be a lot of spaces where I just don't, even if I felt like I had something valuable to contribute, I'd overthink it and be like, I'm just not going to say anything. And so it's funny, growing up, different people would be like, you don't talk all the time, but when you do talk, like, it's usually really wise or funny.
So you said you don't always, you were working on it, but you hadn't always been like the main person to talk and all that stuff. Is that what kind of drew you to write?
To be honest, probably. I feel like I've always kind of lived in my head, and I wasn't like, I feel like, looking back on it, I struggle a lot socially, as far as being like a conversationalist. Like, I don't know. I was the thought of having conversations with people and even just small talk and stuff. It's like, I'm not good at this. This is hard. And I think a lot more than I talk. And so I always just would be in my head. And so writing was probably my outlet to, like, find my voice,